What's up, guys? Got something new for you. This is a workout that I haven't recorded for you guys yet, that I've been wanting to for a while. This is my accessory day where I do calves, abs, and now I was doing biceps, but now I'm doing a full arm day. So you get kind of a sneak peek of what I do for my arms. But here I am just starting off with calves. We don't have a kind of weird. We don't have a standing calf raise at this gym, so we this is the best way that I can kind of mock that. So I put this this little hammer strength kind of little stand thing under a Smith machine, and I just do calf raises under there. You know, I'll just do a good, usually for me, a good three working sets of anywhere, depending on the weight ranges of 8 to 12 reps. That's usually what I do for calves. Here I am kind of showing them. I will say, though, I think I mentioned this in my last calf video, guys. Don't sit here and ask me for a bunch of calf training advice, because I'm not going to lie, I've had calves since I was like a little kid. I was born with them. It's a genetic thing, so I'm actually pretty lazy when it comes to training calves, especially in the off season. But when I'm in season or in contest prep mode, I just kind of love giving like all body parts equal love, so I train them more often. Here's me. This is kind of a different thing that I do, and I wish like I said, I'm trying to video all this, guys, on my own with a tripod, so bear with me as far as angles and stuff like that. But this is me using kind of like one of those seated whatever toe pushes. I don't even know what the heck you call these. But what I'm trying to implement here is showing you guys, I actually have my left foot turned out. And what this is doing is targeting more of, you know, like my inner calf there. You see my inner calf working? And then you're going to see me here switch. Like I said, you can kind of focus on you can isolate different areas of the calf. So here's me now turning my foot the opposite way. And now I'm working the outer portion of my calf. So this is just something I was trying to throw in with you to show you guys different areas that you can actually, by turning your foot one way or the other, you can actually isolate different areas of the calf. So, and then obviously if you just kind of want to work the main kind of like back, main bulk of the calf, then you obviously keep your feet straight like this and do a normal, calf press movement. So that was just kind of like a variation of something that I thought I would throw in just to kind of, throw something new at you guys. Like I said, I'm trying to give you guys kind of some new ideas here, maybe something you haven't tried before. Here again, I'm just kind of showing my calves off. And this is actually a machine that I saw, I saw this in a Mr. Olympia, Phil Heath, a training video that he did, where he kind of talked about, hey, like, the front of your leg like this, really, if you can get that area lean, it kind of shows, more definition and stuff like that. So, since my gym has it, I just kind of every now and then when I'm doing calves, I kind of throw it in. It actually does feel really good on your on the front of your leg there. I mean, you can definitely tell that there's a muscle that runs up through there. You can see it, flexing right there. That if you guys have this at your gym, it's just kind of a fun little thing to throw in while you're doing calves. Like I said, I usually right next to this, you'll see the seated calf machine. I usually do that machine as well. I usually alternate that with the standing calf raises. So here I am again. Like I said, guys, this is more of a genetic thing, really. All right, so that's it for calves. Now I'm going to show you guys a typical thing that I do for ab day. This is just a an ab crunch machine. And personally, I'm a big fan, guys, of doing weighted ab exercises. I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, but it's just one thing, especially when you're lean. I just feel that you know, doing more weighted ab exercises is just going to get your abs. I mean, you know, abs are like any other muscle. You can kind of build them up. So if you think about it, the more when you lean down, the more your abs are kind of built, the more they're gonna, you know, what I call pop when you diet down. So that's why I personally like doing weighted stuff. I don't really do any besides like hanging leg raises, like you guys saw a clip of before. The bulk of my ab stuff is going to be weighted exercises. So that was one. This is another one that I like doing, and this is actually an exercise that I got from a power lifter slash bodybuilder, Bryce Lewis of 3DMJ. I saw him doing this in one of his videos, and so I went straight to the gym on my next ab day, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to try that, and I really liked it. So I mean, call it like a weighted, you know, decline sit up or whatever. I don't even know what he calls it, but you know, I usually just do one warm up with the 25, and then I go straight to a 45-pound plate, and I usually just do usually just 3 sets of you know, 12. I never really, you know, guys, I treat abs like any other body part. You're not going to see me doing, you know, 100 rep.
Avast virus database has been updated.
Sorry, guys, it's my other computer. You're not going to see me doing anything really above. I mean, the most probably reps I'll do for abs is maybe 20, but like I said, usually I'm in that kind of 12 to 15 rep range, and that's the most. Like I said, guys, I don't treat abs any different than any other body part, and I usually hit them twice a week. So that's my abs. Now let's move on to some arm training. Like I said, you guys have seen me do some tricep stuff, but now you get to see me do a little bicep stuff as well. And like I said, guys, it's been so nice. I mean, I just implemented this, but like I said, it's been awesome to get back to just having a nice, just arm-focused day where I'm purely focusing on arms. Because arms have never really been like a strong point for me. I just feel like they've always just kind of been kind of like symmetrical. Like they don't stick out like a lagging body part to me. To me, I think that they're symmetrical to my body, especially my triceps. Triceps are decent. Biceps are one of those that I'm still having to really work hard to work on. I just don't have that, you know, the genetic kind of peak that some guys get. So you just kind of, you know, you do the best you can with the cards that were dealt in the genetic pool, which I'm definitely not complaining about. But and here's just a different angle, or a different side view of, like I said, I'm just doing, I think I did about 3 sets of tricep push downs here. And again, what I'm trying to really do is keep my elbows tucked to my side, my shoulders back, and really, like I said, with triceps, guys, make sure you're really locking down. And that's the biggest thing that you can do, is making sure that you fully extend and lock out with triceps. Another thing that I do is I make sure that I stop right at about 90 there. You see, like right there, I stop. And that's just to keep the tension on the triceps. I feel that if you go any higher than that, guys, when you press back down, you're going to be using a lot of front delt to push the movement. So that's why you're seeing me stop right about 90 to keep the tension on the tricep. So here is me moving on to a bicep exercise, and this is just a cable bicep curl with a easy bar curl. And this is one thing that I'll switch up the grips. You know, this one I'm just kind of doing a normal shoulder width grip, but a lot of times with this particular movement, I love doing the putting your hands really close together and targeting more peak. But like I said, I usually just change the grips every often. You know, like every time I do this movement, I'll just kind of alternate it just to kind of keep something, you know, just different tensions and different areas of the bicep to hit. So this kind of, this shows you a better idea of where my grip is. Like I said, this is more of a shoulder width grip, but a lot of times, I'll grab it right there in the center and focus more on strictly like peak Another tip, guys, that I got with biceps that personally is probably one of the best tips that I've ever gotten for biceps. And actually, I got this. I swear I saw this from Ian McCarthy on No Bullshit Bodybuilding, where he talked about. So at the bottom of the movement, you're seeing me almost flex my tricep. And what that does is gives me more of a stretch, and it just gives me better contractions on the bicep. So it's been a great tip. Here I am moving on to another. This is dips, but guys, this is more of a. I have two different ways that I'll dip. You know, if I'm doing a regular dip for chest, I'm going to lean forward more. But this one, I'm solely trying to target the triceps, so I'm actually staying more upright. As you can see here, I'm not bending over to try to target chest. I'm staying upright, just focusing on the triceps. So like I said, this is kind of, there's two different variations to do a dip depending on the muscle that you're trying to target. So I did one warm up with body weight, and now I'm moving on to, I guess the guys have a dip belt, so I'm adding weight. Definitely a great mass builder for the triceps. All right, guys, and then moving on to another bicep. And one thing you'll notice too with my bicep movements, this is something that I've kind of changed as of recent. I've actually dropped my the weight that I do with biceps considerably. You know, I used to take, I mean, anybody can take well, not anybody, but, I used to probably, with this type of movement, I used to use more like anywhere from probably like 40 plus, 40 to 50 pound dumbbells. Whereas now I'm actually like lightening the weight, doing more like, 20s, 25s, 30s, and just trying to focus more on the contractions and the stretch. And it's one thing, I mean, I don't know, personally, I feel like it's definitely helped a little bit. It kind of actually goes back to, and I hate kind of sometimes getting tips from IFBB pro bodybuilders because, yeah, let's be real, guys, most of the results that they're getting is not from their training, it's from the drugs. But I still think that there are certain things that we can sometimes take away from little tips and stuff like that, whether they're an IFBB pro or whoever. But it was a thing that, I think it was, yeah, Kai Green. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen that video where he talks about I'm not a weightlifter. And it's like you got Kai Green, who's got like some amazing freaking biceps, and he's sitting here doing a movement like this. And I think he was himself only using like 20-pound dumbbells, and he just kind of talks about, isolating the muscle, how, it's so easy to have other body parts come into play. So this is just kind of a new kind of attack that I'm taking with my biceps is just, lightening the weight and focusing on, I'm a bodybuilder. So I'm focusing on really just trying to isolate the muscle more. And especially I think when you're trying to bring up a muscle, I think it's probably one of the best things you can do is just to kind of, it's kind of pretty much what I had to implement with my back was just to kind of like, take your ego out of it, lighten the weight, focus on, the stretches, the contractions. And, I think it's paying off. Like I said, though, I'll never get past my, not having a great genetic peak or anything like that, but I can definitely slowly just keep improving my biceps. All right, so here's me moving on to another tricep movement. This is your typical kind of skull crusher, but here's how I like doing it. I actually kind of like, I put a rubber plate to kind of make this more of a decline angle. I like it better. I feel like it takes less stress off the shoulders. But if you notice, guys, I don't bring the bar to my forehead and up. The reason being is I felt like that puts way too much stress on the elbows. So what I do is, like I said, look, watch, I bring it right behind my head and I push out there. This is definitely so much easier on your elbows. And like I said, I still get a great stretch, great contractions. So if you guys are having any issues with elbow problems, this is definitely something that I would consider implementing and trying. All right, moving on to preacher curl biceps. And again, guys, check it out. I'm only doing 10 pounds on each side. I mean, really, it definitely feels really light, guys. But the thing is, like I said, I just feel like when I'm actually, moving the weight, I'm actually just using biceps. Like I said, yeah, if I wanted to, I could sit there and I could throw 25s on and easily do it. But then when I'm doing that, I feel like I'm using a lot of front delt to, to move the weight. So this is me just, here I added fives, and it's definitely it's still really light. But like I said, I just feel like I'm just using my biceps to move the weight. So I'm isolating the muscle better. Just some things to try. Like I said, if you're a person like me that's just trying to bring up your biceps, I think this is a great way to go about it. All right, guys, and I think after this, I just have one last. I did kind of a little superset kind of combo here where um, I started with a single arm overhead extension. This is working the long head there of the tricep. So guys, always make sure that that's kind of one area of the tricep that a lot of people lag is the long head, and you're going to hit the long head by doing overhead extension stuff like this. So like I said, I think you guys have seen other videos. I like doing this with with a cable because it's easier on the elbows. But like here I am kind of using like a lighter dumbbell and just getting a good stretch and getting some good contractions, making sure that I'm locking out at the top there. But what I'm doing is I'm doing this movement, this tricep movement, and then after this, I'm going to go right into a bicep movement and kind of superset them. And that's actually a way that I like doing a lot of other arm workouts. I'm sure a lot of you guys have tried that, but that's one thing that actually is a great way to, if you want to really shock your arms, do a full arm day of where you superset your tricep and bicep movements like back to back. So like this is an example of a superset where I just did a tricep movement and then right away I'm going straight into a bicep. If I figure this out here, I got the damn machine thing in the way. Going straight into a bicep movement, and this is just kind of like your typical concentration curl. Some people like doing them, seated down on a bench. This is one way that I like doing it, where I just kind of bend over and I kind of have my elbow up and out, and I just focus on. Personally, I just get a really good contraction this way. I think this is kind of more of a personal preference, whatever feels best for you. But with me, this is definitely, and even in this angle, my biceps don't look too bad. So maybe my new little ideas here are working. Who knows? But yeah, like I said, a great way to shock the arms would be to do a whole entire arm workout like this, where you choose 3 or 4